Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I want to talk about a concept that is near and dear to my heart. You know, we live in an age where speed is celebrated and endurance is neglected. The world has become digitally fast, emotionally shallow, and morally gray. We don't have the clear-cut right and wrong again. I am Dr. Joshua Kolawole from Valdymas Intelligence LLC, and I'm a global lean agile transformational leadership trainer. But I just want to calm down on the concept of greatness as it relates to perseverance effect. Greatness is often described as that one extra push more beyond your comfort zone. I'm making emphasis on the concept of the last mile grit, that courage, that extra ounce of courage that takes you beyond the ordinary and pushes you into the extraordinary. So in my journey across business, ministry, leadership, coaching, and even family transformation, I start seeing a troubling shift. And it's common among younger folks today. They get excited too quickly, but they want to exit as quietly and as quickly as possible. In fact, a lot of them get inspired at the beginning, they are so passionate, but they rarely finish the process. There's one of the key characteristics of great leader is the capacity to start and complete a dream, an agenda, to see something through. They start with passion, start on fire, but when the fire, the real fire of refinement of the process shows up, it then becomes difficult for them to keep pushing on. One of the critical issues is we live in an hyper-distracted culture. Entrepreneur just wants to jump onto the next curve of innovation, next model, next thing. They seek immediate traction. And even missionaries and even visionaries, they tend to compromise, especially when they don't get that crowd approval. So everyone wants that like, that follow. They don't want to remain diligent consistently, especially when they are not getting that quick result. You see young couples even abandoning marriage covenants because of the friction that starts happening in the marriage. So a lot of times you will want to quickly say, okay, is this not a character issue? Is this not a personal discipline issue? But one thing I've come to realize is there's also a systemic erosion of the perseverance concept. And look, let's be clear about this. Without perseverance, transformation cannot happen. Everyone who had ever transformed something from a socialized system to a self-transforming system must tell you that they did it with great ounce of courage, consistency, grit, and a whole lot of competence and compassion and character put into it. So, perseverance effect is already becoming a phenomenon, and if you want lasting excellence, if you want real breakthrough, if you want authentic impact, if you want to achieve real results, then you have to lean on the principle of persistence. Look at presidents of nations. They have to stay the course over many years, sometimes over many decades, to become the president of the country. That final push, that moral stand, that willingness to finish strong, these are not stubbornness. They are key principles of perseverance. So what I'm emphasizing is I need you as you're listening to me, to embrace the principle of disciplined resilience, anchored in some clarity of purpose and non-negotiable value. So I need you to identify a value system. I need you to have clarity of the purpose you want to achieve based on those value systems. And I need some disciplined resilience that would say, I will keep going even if everything doesn't look like it for now. The first thing you need to understand is that the growth is first in your heart, is within you, and then over time it scales to now start manifesting externally. So it's when you get to the external manifestation, that's when you start seeing circumstantial differences. That's when you start seeing people believing in you. You start having well-defined processes. You now think about the technology you can leverage. Then you start impacting your business environment. But without that, you should not just expect an instant result, instant gratification. People start commending you from the word go. It doesn't work that way. So I know we're under pressure. We want to deliver quickly. You want to achieve that result quickly, but your aim is to first endure being right. So think about it from an agile project management perspective, where you need some agility, some flexibility to be able to pivot as rapidly as possible as you're developing. You need speed, yes. You need efficiency. You need the iterative process. But you also must understand that all these things are within the context of foundational values. Your foundational value cannot go wrong. So when Lean keeps saying we want to eliminate waste, it's not about cutting ethical corners. I'm sure you're clear about that. So the idea of achieving great results does not mean you have to break the principles of integrity, morality, or character for you to become great. So let's look at an entrepreneur. You're starting a business with a lot of passion, a lot of vision. I want to admonish you, don't jump the ship too soon. Principled innovation is what drives transformation. If you allow the desperation for profit to overtake what you're doing, you're going to destroy the foundations of the dream you want to build. And don't forget, lives of so many employees, your future employees, are actually connected to your own perseverance. So stop chasing the next hot idea. Stand firm. Be clear about what you need to do. Build based on foundation. I also want to maybe re-echo this amongst maybe young missionaries or visionaries who are leading ministries, who are maybe voices for a kingdom. I need you to understand that you cannot afford to dilute your doctrine just because you need the likes of people. You need to stay true to your calling, stay true to your purpose. When virality replaces virtue, longevity is lost, sustainability is lost. So even for families and marriages, I want to admonish you as husband, as wives, as couples together, friction should not be seen as failure. Instead, it should be a fuel for deeper connection. Your ability to go through that friction and work it out together in love, in genuine love, that is sacrificial in nature from both ends, especially when the goal is you are both settled in to go through whatever discomfort comes based on foundational values, ready to do the real hard work of realignment. These are the key things that differentiate. So when I talk about the last mile grit, I'm talking about the ability to forge your character until your impact is sealed and secured. So many people don't push through that final painful stretch. The painful stretch of labor before the child comes out, the painful stretch of writing an exam for you to get a promotion, the painful stretch of that, which is the cost of the perseverance effect. If you need to learn how to maybe write a code, you need to learn how to do something. That final stretch to complete the whole project or complete the whole process is always what people dodge away from. And as long as there's a systemic, and if you allow it to personal level, erosion of this, we will continue to build a world where we jump at the next big thing, we don't build something to last, and then we build things that fall. Let me just quickly run through one of the key things that is impacting this concept of failing perseverance capacity. Instant gratification culture, social media driven validations, absence of long-term mentorship. And that's why I'm always an advocate of transformational mentorship. Another critical thing that I need you to hold on to is when your value is not clear, when the mindset is always about getting the next result immediately. And when there are no foundational values that are clear, then it leads to more challenging issues. So I want you at this point not to confuse delay with denial. I want you to know that abandoning a process means you're destroying the seeds that you have sown. At every point when you start giving your life into something, you're actually watering that seed. You should allow it years to grow. Yes, I mean years to grow. Greatness must be grown, not grabbed. You don't jump up to grow up. You actually build up to grow up. And with that, you would have built solid foundation that will prevent you from falling. So the price of compromise is that people, visions drift, character is lost, reputation is lost. We don't have great impact. But the one that pains me the most as a transformational person is you've not built that capacity to even stand strong and to be able to face the next challenge. And at the bottom line, when you allow compromise to get ahead, you mortgage your legacy. It's that simple. So everything you do, understand that it's a trade-off. Because the journey of greatness was never meant to be about speed. It's actually about building value, building strong substance in you. So as a lean agile trainer, what do I have for you? I want you to know that transformation is not just a sprint race, it's a longer one. It's a marathon. And because it's a marathon, there will be sequences of things that would happen. And this true change happens in series of cycles, iteratively, not just bursts of energy. So because of that, your focus should be more about refining yourself, becoming better, brighter each day. Now, the second thing is breakthrough happen at the boundary of tiredness. In fact, it is when you're getting to the peak of the test, that is when you should know that breakthrough is around the corner. So tiredness is not a stop sign, it's a test. It wants to push you through your limits. Then true leadership is also staying long enough when you don't even see the results. That is one of the true tests of leadership, and that's why we all love or entertain companies that have been around for longer number of years than the other, because you believe they must have gone through several challenges along the way and they must have found a way to overcome them, build a lot of policies and principles in place. So what are the final call to action? Sustainability is a core principle of transformation, but you need to surround yourself with a very good culture of people who are strong, who build to last, and make it a mandate for yourself that you want to be someone who is ready to fight so hard. Build that mental fortitude. Find mentors that you're accountable to. Let them know what you want to achieve so that they can support you to be a completer. And then celebrate principle-driven success, and please find a way to delay gratification. Quick success can be a slow death. Please note this down. Quick success can be a slow death. So we don't just want leaders who want to start strong. We want leaders who want to stay true. And that is the concept of the perseverance effect. So it's not how loudly you start, please. It's about how truthfully you want to hold on till you finish. So either you're a young lady trying to learn how to ride a bicycle, a young chap that has an exam before you, or someone in business, I need you to push through. So I would tell someone who is a student this way: read till the last minute, till you get into your exam hall. I would say if you're a business person, focus and keep your eye on the value, the economic value you're providing, the social economic value you're providing. Keep your eye on all the cost parameters, but much more importantly, ensure that you hold on with intelligently long enough, and do not just quit because you have the option to do so. Quit because it's scientifically proven that this cannot go again. And as long as you don't have that scientific confirmation, keep going on, because the perseverance effect is really needed for every great thing to happen. Thank you so much. Bye.